Toronto Maple Leafs, highest average ticket price, sorry, and highest concessions. In the media, no one ever dumps on the ownership, ever. Then again, the ownership is Bell and Rogers, and they kind of own all TV, but you never hear anybody dumping on them, ever. It's kind of weird.
Well, that's the market, though, man, and that's you're living in pretty much the mecca of the hockey world, and expectation. I know it sucks, man. I'm sorry, man.
It's the way people call it. I'm like,
I know, but you're gonna get stuff like that.
The mecca of the hockey world had the worst team for like 40 years.
Yeah, and another thing which is weird about that area that you live in is the NHL Network and the American Hockey League recently came out with a schedule of 10 games that they're going to show on the NHL Network, and I found it fun.
We don't get it here.
What?
In Canada, we don't get NHL Network.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they don't have. Well, because we have Rogers, right? So Rogers owns, like, on a Saturday night on my TV, there's like 5 or 6 different hockey games I can watch. Not just the Leafs. I get Montreal, Toronto. I get everybody. All the Canadian teams. They're all on TV.
Well, you want to know what kills me about that whole thing? Is 6 of the 10 games are going to be Toronto Marlies. They're going to show 5 of those games at the Ricoh Center and 1 game at the Air Canada Center. And the other 3 are going to go to Binghamton, I believe Hershey, and Lehigh Valley. And I wrote an article about this too, and it's the attendance. Like, the Providence Bruins have a top 5 attendance, while Toronto, Lehigh Valley, they're all way lower in the ranks, which so it kind of just reminded me of that conversation we had a little while ago about the market in Toronto and so on, and how they always want to, get everything and get involved in everything around that area in that team or an organization. So
if it wasn't for all the fans out there, next time you watch a Leaf game, at the beginning of each period, check out how many empty seats are behind the bench. It's absolutely ridiculous. When you go to a Leaf game, the people that are sitting up in the top, they're fans.
Yeah.
They're wearing jerseys. The people down below, they're rich guys.
All corporate.
It's all corporate. It's ridiculous. You could probably go through 2 whistles in the first 5 minutes of the second period, and those seats are still not full.
Jesus.
The games are sold out every game. Like, they're sold out every game. But the people that are there, they're not fans. It's sad. I feel bad because there's so many of my friends that are huge Leaf fans, and they deserve to be able to go to a game. It would cost you, a family of 4, well over $1,000.
Jeez.
To go to a game.
That's nuts.
It's a joke. And that was before they even had Austin Matthews, when they had the absolute worst product in the world, and they were charging an arm and a leg to go.
Right.
And they're still selling out every game.
It's crazy. But I think we've come to a conclusion of the 72nd episode, gentlemen. Thank you again very much. Stay tuned for
the Frankfurt Toronto.
Oh,
I just did that.
I know.
He's getting traded now.
I know. Well, it's either that or our podcast is going to get cursed with technical difficulties, like the Jordan Caron one. Remember that, Rob?
Yeah. No. Don't even mention that guy's name.
Please stay tuned for my weekly prospect update, and also a very special guest, Lauren Campbell. She writes for the This Week in the Woo.com Worcester paper, and also Couch Guy Sports. So I'm really excited to have her on, and I hope you guys are too. So thank you very much. Please don't forget to rate us and say some nice or bad words on Apple Podcasts. Search for us on iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, Google Play, Player.fm, and so on. So, bye. Hey, Rod.
Are you actually kidding me? You just said Joe.
And you went out. Oh, man. It's true. I'm telling you. We just lost Rob for like 3 seconds, and we just mentioned the chorus. So, we definitely, and he's gone again. We definitely will not say that again. Thank you very much for listening, everybody. We'll definitely be back next week. Be safe. And please, our American listeners, please have a happy and safe Thanksgiving.
Happy Black Friday.
Yeah, I'm psyched. I look forward to be with family and friends and many drinks as I have a 4-day weekend coming up, so I'm pumped. Take care, everybody. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. It's time for this week's edition of the Bruins Prospect Update for the week of November 12th to the 18th, 2017. Starting off in the American Hockey League with the Providence Bruins. The Baby Bees played 2 games last week, starting on Sunday, November 12th on the road in Springfield, Massachusetts, with a 4-3 overtime loss to the hand of the Thunderbirds. Baby Bees goal scorers were Ryan Fitzgerald, Jakobs Forsbacher Carlson, and first ever pro goal from Emil Johansson. I have to mention 2015 first-round pick Zach Senyshyn. He assisted on all 3 Bruins goals and has been playing very well as of late. Goaltender on loan, Jordan Binnington stopped 32 of 36 Thunderbird shots. On Friday night at the Dunk in Providence, Rhode Island, the Baby Bees hosted the Hershey Bears and were completely outplayed in a 4-1 regulation loss. Justin Hickman was the only Bruins goal scorer on a night which was unassisted. Zane McIntyre, who's been struggling lately, took the loss, stopping 21 of 24 shots. The Providence team is now sitting in 4th position in the Atlantic Division with a 7-5-2 record with 18 points, and get back to work at 1:05 this afternoon at the Dunk against the Hershey Bears, a team they played Friday night. Bruins prospect Jakobs Borrell has been out of action since November 11th, when he took a heavy hit to the head from Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins player Andre Pedin, who was assessed a minor penalty for the hit and a 5-minute fighting major as teammate Kenny Agostino came to the defense of his defenseman. Borrell missed the last 2 games with an upper body injury. Pedin, on the other hand, was suspended the following Monday for 4 games by the American Hockey League for a charging major, which resulted in the head injury. We hope Jakob returns quickly and has been through concussion protocol, but his return remains uncertain. In the East Coast Hockey League, the Atlanta Gladiators goaltender Dan Vladar only appeared in 1 game for the Glads last week and took a beating in the Wednesday, November 15th morning road game against the Greenville Swamp Rapids. In the front of a packed house of school children, stopping 36 of 42 Greenville shots, taking the 6-3 loss. Vladar is now 4-2-1 on the season with a 3.10 goals against average and .906 save percentage. In the Ontario Hockey League with the Oshawa Generals, 2017 second-round pick Jack Studnicka snapped his 12-game point streak and recent 5-game pointless streak on Thursday night, November 16th, with a goal and an assist in a 4-1 win over Peterborough Pete's team. The next night, Friday, November 17th, he had a shorthanded goal and a 4-2 loss to the Mississauga Steelheads, and now has 6 goals, 14 assists, 20 points through 22 games. In the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, the St. John Sea Dogs forward Cedric Pare easily had his best game of the 2017-18 season last week on Friday, November 17th, as he contributed 4 points in his 7-2 win over the Halifax Mooseheads. Both goals from Pare were scored on the power play and was named the game's second star. Pare, who missed close to 2 weeks of action with a minor injury before returning to action against the Mooseheads, now has 7 goals, 5 assists, 12 points in 21 games played this season. In the NCAA men's hockey, Bruins prospect Trent Frederick from the University of Wisconsin, the former 2016 first-round selection, snapped a career-high 4-game pointless slump on Friday night, November 17th, when he collected a goal and an assist in a 7-3 win over Michigan. On Saturday, November 18th, once again matching up against the Michigan team, he added an assist in a 4-4 overtime tie as the teams got back on as he seems to be back on track offensively. I'm very sorry about the stuttering. Trent now has 6 goals, 7 assists, 13 points in 15 games this season, and is tied for first in scoring with teammate Ryan Wagner. Fellow Wisconsin Badgers teammate of Frederick and team captain Cameron Hughes also had a great weekend alongside Frederick with the goal on Friday night and a goal on Saturday night against Michigan. The senior forward now has 6 goals, 4 assists, 10 points in 15 games played. Ryan Donato, Harvard University. Ryan played in 2 games last week, scoring a goal on Friday night, November 17th against Minnesota, and added an assist in Saturday night's repeat matchup against the Gophers. Donato now has points in every game he's played in so far this season and is leading the Crimson team in scoring with 4 goals, 5 assists, 9 points. University of Maine goaltender and Bruins prospect Jeremy Swayman, the 2017 goaltender selected in the fourth round by the Bruins, appeared in 1 game last week on Friday, November 17th, stopping 40 of 42 shots in a 5-2 victory over the Boston University Terriers. Swayman, a freshman this season, has appeared in 6 games, posting a record of 3-2-0 with a goals against average of 2.71 and a .919 save percentage. And that is this week's Bruins prospect update. Please stay tuned because coming up next, my interview with Lauren Campbell. We had a great time talking Bruins hockey, and hope you stick around to hear it coming up next. Hey, Bruins fans, welcome back. I'm excited to have this person on. I've been trying to get her on the show for a while now. We've been going back and forth on the Twitter, but I have with me on the Skype line Lauren Campbell. She writes for This Week in Worcester.com and also a Bruins writer for CouchGuySports.com. And you can find her on Twitter, and I'm going to try this. I'm going to do it. I've been practicing. At LALALAURRRREN. Did I get it?
You nailed it.
Nice.
You nailed it.
Nice. Lauren, thank you so much for taking some time today and talking some Bruins hockey.
Yeah, thank you for having me on. I'm excited to talk this Bruins team.
Yeah, it is exciting to talk about, but it's also can be depressing at the same time. Being a diehard fan, I'd like to get some how you got involved in writing and how you became a fan.
Well, as far as how I became a fan, it's all my grandmother. I owe her all that credit. Growing up, we watched sports together, and that included hockey. I am Canadian. She's from Canada, so obviously it's in our blood. So I kind of got that going for me. And as for writing, it's just the same thing. It's been something I've done really my whole life. And then realizing as I got older through high school and college, I could pursue it as a career. I decided, why not? So I covered sports in high school and college, and now I'm doing it professionally. So it's all worked out in the end.
That's awesome. And if I'm not mistaken, I think I met you at the last Blogapalooza in March of this year.
Yep, yes you did. That was a lot of fun. Got to meet a lot of writers, yourself included, and that was a lot of fun. It was great event.
Yeah, I met Adam as well, and he's your teammate on the CLNS Media site, right?
Yep, that is correct. Good
Nice.
Old Adam.
Yeah, Adam's fun. So the Bruins obviously didn't have a great start to this year, and barring all the injuries, I'm curious, thought about the youth, and I know that the youth movement has just been pushed on us because 6 or 7 players have been out for a majority of the 2017-18 campaign so far. But do you have any concerns about this youth and where they might be placed in the future in permanent roles?
Not so much, really. I don't really have too many concerns about the youth just because I've watched them in Providence. Obviously, Charlie McAvoy, I watched in college. So I know that they're very capable players. The only thing I'm really worried about is because of all the injuries, they're put on the spot essentially, and they're put in a position where maybe they don't have the NHL confidence. It's totally different, the AHL to the NHL or to college, NCAA to NHL. So I think my only concern is maybe having their confidence crushed too soon, and maybe they can't perform to